Hey, what's up? This is Justin for gunslinger861's channel. Gonna cover something that it seems like lately everyone and their brothers are covering, and that's the Vomit Gore trilogy by Lucifer Valentine. Now, I don't have the box set, so I'm not covering A Perfect Child of Satan. I haven't seen it. I'm just going over the ones I've seen, basically the single release from Unearthed Films. Now, before I even watched, so when I first heard about it, when Unearthed posted that they acquired the rights, I went and looked this up on IMDb, and it was pretty much a love it or hate it thing. Some people said these films are really experimental, really cool, and it's insane. Other people said this is pretty much satanic themed fetish porn, which is a hard argument to say, but I downloaded the first one to get an idea of what I was seeing, and I actually did a review of it, and gave a pretty good review. But then, during my collecting, I acquired the other three movies, and after watching all three of them, I gotta say I was repulsed and disgusted, and just felt just completely head fucked. But after watching the history of Vomit Gore and get an idea of what he was trying to do in the first one, I gotta say, under that layer of repulsion, I was completely unnerved and completely disturbed. It's one of the movies that, if you're not just disgusted by it, it's gonna completely screw with your head because of what the story's about. And a lot of people argue that there is no story in Slaughter Vomit Dolls. There actually is, but it's done in such a cryptic and such a obscure manner that it's hard to figure out. But if you really think about it, there is. Basically, the first one's about a girl named Angela Aberdeen, played by adult film star Mary LeVay. She's basically, put it simple, it's the hallucinations of a brain-damaged, dying whore. That's what it is. I mean, basically, this girl is psychotic. Her brain is basically telling her she's dying. Conceptually, it reminds you of Jacob's Ladder in a way, how he has all the hallucinations, and in the end you realize, oh yeah, he's dying. No, this is real. It's just his brain. And that to me best explains all the hallucinations and the gore and the violence, and that it's all her mind. And in truth, I actually found that more disturbing than the actual content. I actually was when I really sat and thought about it, it was way more disturbing. And it actually kind of hit home because I grew up with a girl. She was a real good friend of mine for a lot of my youth, but she had a lot of problems, and ironically her name is Angela, and that's all I'm going to say with that is, but she never got help, and I don't know what happened to her. I really don't. Last I heard wasn't good, so I just leave it at that. So, but it really is a disturbing and visceral film. It's really I've never seen anything like these films. I give a lot of credit because releasing these and pushing these took a lot of balls, both on the part of Lucifer Valentine and on Stephen Bureau's part, for saying, yeah, we're gonna stand by this. This is the underground. This is what we're standing by. Then I watched Regurgitated Sacrifice, which was another one that really hit home with me. Not hit home, but hit hard with me. This one, as far as the level of disgust, this is to me the tops out of the three of them. This one was really just bodily fluids all over the place. It was harsh. It was really harsh. And it's usually mentioned in other reviews, along with movies like Serbian Film and Mordom and Melancholy Durangel. But his concept of hell I found intriguing. Basically, Mary LeVay's dead. She's in a place. It's just this white background. That's all it is. And there's this just jarring noise, and it's and just in the jarring noise and white light, she's tortured, mangled, and just destroyed bodily. And I really thought about it. Nothing but pain and torture. That would be hell. So that made a lot of sense to me. I was like, okay, maybe he's on something that's interesting. But yeah, this was a hard one. This was easily one of the most disgusting films I've ever seen. But I don't mean that as a point of, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but a point of oh, you know, don't watch because that's what underground horror is about. It's about pushing the envelope, about extremities, and seeing how far you can push someone's buttons. And these films do that. Now with Slow Torture Puke Chamber, I really think they're grasping at straws here. I really do. I think the story was pretty much told. It seems like in this one, the devil was done with Angela Aberdeen. He's moving on to another girl, which I guess kind of goes into a story itself. But it was all more or less the same to me. Although I did think Hope Likens is extremely smoking hot until I watched her do some of the stuff she did, and I'm kind of like, even if she looks as good as she does, there's no way I could ever. But that's not the point. The point is, it seemed a little bit forced. It seemed a little bit like, let's just round off the trilogy. And Meryl LeVay's spot in that third film seemed a little bit pointless in my opinion. But again, I've never been one for sequels. Very rarely, especially horror sequels. Horror sequels are usually bad. They're never really good. And for the most part, they're never as good as the first one. I mean, I can't really think of one where I thought, oh, number 2 was even better than number 1. I really can't think of anything in horror where the sequel outdoes or even lives up to the first one. So, especially a third film. Third films are usually so god-awful and shitty that, they're almost laughable. Now, this was not laughable. This was still pretty intense, but it didn't do for me what the first 2 did. Like I said, props and whatnot to Stephen Barrow for putting this out and sticking by these films and pushing them like he did. Are these films offensive? Oh yeah, definitely. They're not for everyone. They're not for your average horror fan. They're for underground fans, and even underground fans I've heard say, this shit's intense. This is harsh and fucked up, and I totally agree. Would I watch these again? I don't know. Certain stuff you only really watch for just to kind of say you saw them, this kind of falls in categories like, for me, like movies like Necromantic and Aftermath, where I'm not 100% sure if I'd watch it again. I saw it, and I guess I got something out of it, even if it was just repulsion and, troubling thoughts. But like I said, that's the point. That's what horror films, good underground horror films, do. But I will give credit where credit is due. These films are experimental, and I've never seen anything like these at all. I mean, honestly, I never have. Even art films, I've never seen anything like these. And to me, at least the first 2 are going to be categorized with movies like Necromantic and Cannibal Holocaust, where 20 years down the road, people are still going to be talking about these films, even though they were low budget and just chock full of gore. People are still going to be talking about this stuff and going, "Oh man, yeah, I finally got my hands on a copy of Slaughtered Vomit Dolls. Dude, that was fucking crazy." It's like I remember Gimmer Guinea Pig, just people were like, "Whoa, you gotta get your hands since it's finally available in America." And I got a feeling that the vomit gore films are going to be exactly like that down the road. I can't really think of anything else to say about these films other than they are what they are. You're either going to love them, you're going to hate them. And then there's that very vague, very gray area of people like me who saw filmmaking wise, there's some really interesting aspects and some really interesting stuff, but all around just got a real uneasy feeling from it. But understands that these are movies. You don't do this shit. You just, there's the movies. That's it. That's about it for me for now. To the 9 people who were subscribed to my channel, thanks for watching. I'll have more shit up pretty soon. I just really want to get this stuff done, get this review out of the way. Alright, that's it. Enjoy the daylight. Peace.